No sooner that the man disadvantage was revealed, Team W score yet another goal and take the lead, making the score 4-3. The entire Team Z is shocked and confused as to what they must do now. However, they have very little time to score the next goal, since Team V are already runaway winners of the group, and so if they want to keep their hopes of Blue Lock alive, Team Z had to score and at least draw the game before the game ended. There was a problem, however, with Kyun defecting to the other team. All of their tactics were revealed. Even with Asagi's spatial awareness, he cannot do anything since all of the movement from his team members are blocked. Kyun takes the ball away yet again and this time fires another shot. Thankfully, Lemon stops the goal from happening, but Team W was in total control at the moment. With 5 more minutes to go, Team Z was looking to head out of the blue lock and never be able to achieve their dreams. Chigiri gets frustrated at himself. He remembers the time back in his childhood when he used to have that hunger in him as a striker. When he was younger, the Wanama brothers had arrived at his school claiming to be the next hot shots in football, but he had shown them with his skills how he was superior to them. His speed was something else and his close control made him a formidable force. The Wanama brothers couldn't even get into the first team when he was in his prime. Chigiri felt like he could win the world. However, one day came that ACL injury, the most dangerous injury that a football player can ever face. Chigiri was devastated and put to the hospital for several months. Since he was still young, he would recover, but the doctors told him that if there was a similar injury again, he would probably never be able to play again. The words got to Chigiri's head, and ever since he was never able to use his full speed. It was as if he had shackles holding him down, shackles from his own mind. The 5 minutes of regular time is up and a final 3 minutes are added. It was now or never. Isagi has the ball yet again but has no one to pass to. In a desperate attempt to score, he goes in by himself, pushing a frozen Chigiri and tries to score, but fails. Chigiri is irritated but realizes that Isagi is just like he used to be, believing he can be the best in the world and putting everything into football. Suddenly the fire comes back to him. The moment was real. If in the next few minutes he couldn't do something, his journey in football would be over, and deep within he didn't want that to happen. Chigiri suddenly makes the run and Isagi realizes this. He makes a long pass towards the goal line. At this moment the whole Team W is confident that this is just a wasted effort, but their eyes widen when they see Chigiri racing towards the ball. Even as the keeper is almost about to get it, he manages to get a toe in and score the goal in the very final moments. The game is tied finally and the final whistle blows. Elsewhere, Team V has had another comprehensive 5-2 victory. The entire Team W is pissed at Kyun and starts beating him up for not revealing that Chigiri had already gotten over his leg problem. Even though Kyun repeatedly states that he didn't know anything about it, they just pile over him until they are stopped by Isagi. After the game though, Kyun still hasn't changed. He is already in the room of Team V offering the same offer that he made Team W, to let him score against them and he would reveal all the strategies of Team V. Unluckily for him, Team V is not the scummy bunch. They are confident in their own tactics and don't need to be told what to do and how to do it. The next team meeting starts off with bad news. Team W had drawn their game with Team Y, with both the teams now drawn level on points, and Team Z with a really bad goal difference. They still had to win against Team V in order to qualify, which by itself was a daunting task. Not only was their team a man down now, but Team X was also ruthless with their goal-scoring ability. Kyun still refuses to be part of the team. He is already the top scorer and doesn't need to participate. If Team Z loses, he gets selected just like that. Lemon explains that the strongest players from Team V, the Deadly Trio, had scored 18 goals in 3 games already. Zantetsu Tsurugi has 5 goals, Ryo Mikagi managed to score 6 goals, and Seishiro Nagi was running away with it, 7 goals in 3 games. If they don't stop them, they can't win. In the Team V locker room, Nagi is back from training way earlier than the rest of his team. He explains that he just doesn't need to train that much and Mikagi knows that this is true. Only 6 months ago, Mikagi, the son of a really rich businessman, studied in a really good school. He was good at everything and had everything he wished for. He enjoyed nothing. However, one day he stumbled upon football, a sport that gave him the thrill. However, his once supportive parents were not okay with him being a football player. Since he had started so late, there was no chance he could make it pro. Mikagi had to prove his parents wrong. He then stumbled upon the greatest football genius he had ever seen, Nagi, a man with such control over the ball that he could control a falling cell phone. However, the man had no interest in football and wanted to live a slacker's life. Mikagi promises to give him a chill life if he becomes the best footballer ever with him. Back in Team Z's dressing room, Kyun is still out of the question, going to be useless in the next game, so they need to work with what they had in hand. Ego then shows up on the screen and shows the new rankings. Even though Kyun practically cheated, he was still number 1 in the rankings, and if they lose and none of them score more goals than him, he would stay in blue lock while they are all eliminated. Ego states that all their goals until now have been good, but unless they can replicate those goals, it would all be considered luck. They must examine how, when, and under what conditions their weapon made the difference in their victory. Only when they have mastered repeatability can they advance. They should play the game as though they are destined to win rather than depending on a chance to do so. Isagi is frustrated and heads straight to the practice fields and sees Baru of Team X. The man had already scored 10 goals. And since he was the top scorer in the entire building, he had already qualified. Isagi tries to see if he can learn something from Baru, but the man is in no mood for Isagi. Instead, the two start going on a 1v1. Baru muscles his way through Isagi and scores a screamer from 23 meters out into the top corner. They go again despite Baru being reluctant. And yet again, Baru scores another screamer, but this time Isagi realizes that Baru has perfected his technique. This is what he needed to learn as well. He knew now that Baru could score from 23 meters if he was given the chance, so he decided to restrict him from getting into that range. However, Baru again surprises him by scoring a 27-meter screamer. Never reveal your ultimate skill. Isagi thanks Baru for helping him, even though all Baru did was humiliate him. The game then begins the next day, and Team Z is surprisingly well prepared. They manage to avoid letting Mikigi and Nagi dribble past them and prevent Santetsu from getting into his long-range shooting. Isagi then gets the ball and plays a long ball toward Gagamaru, who makes a shot and misses barely. They are all fired up until the ball lands on Mikigi's feet. He glances once at Nagi and launches a ball toward the goal. A ball so overplayed that the whole Team Z lets it go, but Nagi doesn't give it up. He ends up scoring a brilliant goal out of nowhere. That was the difference in class between the two teams. Team Z tries to shake it off and start an attack, and yet again the ball is stolen away and finds its way to Nagi. This time the guy is surrounded though. Surely he couldn't score as what everyone thinks, but he surprises everyone yet again by pulling off a bicycle kick out of nowhere. It was all too easy for a genius like him. 2-0 down, and this time, Isagi tries to release Chikiri, their new secret weapon, but it turns out that Santetsu is as fast as Chikiri and can cover all of his moves. The man swipes the ball from Chikiri and launches a counter, scoring a phenomenal goal from far out. Team Z is devastated. They had lost even before the first half was over. Their chances of victory were wearing out, and so was the enthusiasm of the entire team. Everyone is disappointed, but Bachira is pumped up. He is excited that he is facing such an incredible team and wants to show that he can do incredible things too. Since only something magical could turn their games now, he decides to show off his hidden potential, as the monster inside of him screams. Bachira gets the ball from Isagi and dribbles past everyone on the field. He amazes even the opponents with his skills and scores a Rabona in such a pressure situation. The team finally gets pumped up yet again. They now know that all they have to do is go over and beyond their limits and play like there was no last chance, and find their true hidden ability. The ball then goes to Kunigami, and he knows that he can score if he gets the ball in a 23-meter range. However, the area before him is crowded and he has to take the shot now. He decides to trust his abilities and shoots from 28 meters out. The ball wheezes past the defenders and turns at the very last moment and enters the net, making the score 3-2. Heading into the second half, Team Z is still in the game with the score being 3-2. They are confident that they can win, and so is Team V. Team V decide to continue their attack, but the defense will be increased by one more player with Santetsu dropping back. The second half begins and Isagi is the only one who hasn't really had a grip of the game yet, while all of his teammates are making brilliant blocks, saving the shots from entering their goal. He, however, is still unsure if he can ever score and go beyond his limitations. The ball then reaches Chikiri, and Santetsu is his marking man. Chikiri realizes that he cannot beat Santetsu in a foot race in a short distance since his ability is boosted by acceleration, so Chikiri makes a 10-meter pass to himself, knowing that at a longer distance he can beat the man. He does just that and then races past the defenders, scoring the equalizing goal for his team. The score was 3-3, and just like Japan in this World Cup, they were back in the tie with about 20 minutes remaining on the clock. It seemed almost impossible at first, but with Chigiri's goal, they were closer to their dreams. One more goal and Team Z would successfully enter the next stage. The ball lands at Mikigi's feet, who is shocked by the fact that the worst team in the entire Blue Lock is actually competing with them, and with 10 men at that. He remembers his past and how his parents always treated him like a baby, spoon-feeding him everything. He wanted to do something on his own strength, and that was football. Nobody would take that from him. However, when he looks around, he sees no space that he can utilize. His team is just as shocked as he is, and there seems to be no attacking options. At this rate, they would lose. Nagi, who is by the post waiting for the ball to arrive, notices Mikigi's sad and dejected face. Suddenly, something clicks in him as well. It's like his abilities had finally awakened. He realizes that, if he does nothing, their team will lose, and for the first time, they will suffer a loss. Earlier, he didn't care about what happened, but suddenly his passion for soccer is ignited by the idea of losing. Uncharacteristically, Nagi drops back and asks for the ball from Mikigi, who passes it to him. This comes as a shock to the whole of Team Z. Nagi has never done this before, and it has made it easier for them to defend. But now that he is in the game, both attacking and helping out defensively, they will get overwhelmed. Nagi races with the ball and dribbles past one defender after another. He dribbles past Igamura with a cheeky lob and then passes the ball squared at Tsurugi on the flank. To everyone's surprise, Tsurugi has a head start this time and beats Chigiri in the race to the ball. He looks up to see Nagi asking for the ball in the penalty area. Tsurugi is surprised because Nagi usually never takes the initiative or even asks for the ball, but he passes it to him anyway. The ball floats into the box and Nagi receives it at a very tight angle. Surely, he would not be able to score from there, everyone thinks. Yet Nagi not only takes the ball with grace, but also manages to score an absolutely fantastic goal. The game turns on its head once again as Team V takes the lead, 4-3. The one thing that Asagi and Team Z couldn't afford, the awakening of Nagi, has happened. However, with only 15 minutes on the clock, there is no time for them to stand back and defend anymore.